His father's gift, a coat of many colors, was a mark of favor, but to his brothers it was a symbol of their growing resentment. As Jacob beamed, Judah and the others watched from afar, jealousy poisoning their hearts. Out in the fields of Dothan, their simmering anger boiled over. Seeing Joseph approach, Judah rallied his brothers, and a dark conspiracy was born. They ambushed him, tearing the precious coat from his shoulders and casting him into a dry cistern. His pleas for mercy were met with cold silence. When Ishmaelite traders appeared, Judah saw an opportunity. For 20 pieces of silver they sold their own brother into bondage. Bound and broken, Joseph was led away toward a future of slavery in Egypt, his last glance a silent accusation. Alone again, the brothers stained the beautiful coat with goat's blood, preparing the cruel lie that would break their father's heart. In the heart of Egypt, a story of faith and betrayal unfolds. Brought to Egypt as a slave, Joseph's diligence did not go unnoticed. His master Potiphar saw that the Lord was with him, and soon Joseph was made overseer of the entire household, bringing prosperity to all he touched. But temptation lurked within the house's splendor. Potiphar's wife, captivated by Joseph's handsome form, repeatedly tried to seduce him. One day, finding him alone, she urged him to lie with her. Firm in his integrity, Joseph refused. He honored his master and his God, declaring he could not commit such a great wickedness. He fled from her presence, choosing righteousness over fleeting pleasure. Enraged by his rejection, she grabbed his cloak as he ran. Left with only the garment in her hand, her desire twisted into a vengeful fury. She would make him pay for spurning her. She presented the cloak to her husband, weaving a venomous lie. "This Hebrew slave you brought us came to mock me," she cried, falsely accusing Joseph of assault. Potiphar, consumed by rage, believed her deception. His trust shattered, Potiphar had Joseph seized and cast into the royal prison. Plunged into darkness, Joseph's brief ascent was ended by a vicious lie, yet, even in the dungeon, Joseph's unwavering integrity shone brightly. The prison keeper, noticing his character, entrusted him with authority over all the other prisoners. Soon, 2 of Pharaoh's officials, his chief butler and baker, were thrown into the same prison. They awoke one morning visibly troubled by strange dreams. The butler described his dream of a vine with 3 branches bearing grapes, which he pressed into Pharaoh's cup. Joseph declared that in 3 days the butler would be restored to his position. The baker then shared his dream of 3 baskets of white bread on his head, with birds eating from the top basket. Joseph interpreted this grimly. In 3 days the baker would be executed. 3 days later, on Pharaoh's birthday, the prophecies were fulfilled. The butler was restored to his post, while the baker was taken away and hanged. Despite his promise, the restored butler, now serving Pharaoh once more, forgot all about Joseph. He left the young man to languish alone in the darkness of the prison. From the grandeur of the palace to the darkness of the dungeon, the story of Joseph is a testament to faith's enduring power. In the dead of night, Pharaoh, the mighty ruler of Egypt, was tormented by troubling dreams. He saw 7 fat cows devoured by 7 lean ones, and 7 plump ears of grain swallowed by 7 thin ones. The visions left him deeply disturbed. His court magicians and wise men were summoned, but none could decipher the meaning of these strange omens. Just then, the royal butler remembered Joseph, the Hebrew youth who had interpreted his own dream in prison. Joseph was quickly brought before Pharaoh. He humbly declared that God, not he, would provide the interpretation. He explained the dreams foretold 7 years of great abundance, followed by 7 years of devastating famine. Impressed by his wisdom, Pharaoh appointed Joseph as his second in command, entrusting him with the monumental task of preparing Egypt for the coming crisis. Before the grandeur of an Egyptian vizier, 10 men bowed low, their hearts heavy with a desperate plea for grain. They did not recognize the powerful figure before them, the brother they had sold into slavery years ago. Joseph, his face an unreadable mask of authority, tested them, demanding they bring their youngest brother Benjamin to prove their honesty. His heart ached, but he had to know if they had changed. The climax arrived when Judah offered himself as a slave in Benjamin's place. Overwhelmed with emotion, Joseph ordered his guards away. "I am Joseph," he cried out, his voice thick with unshed tears. The brothers froze, staring in stunned silence, as a whirlwind of shock, fear, and disbelief washed over their faces. The powerful ruler was the boy they had wronged, but hatred had given way to grace. Joseph embraced his trembling brothers, offering not revenge, but forgiveness and a new home. The family was reunited, prosperous, and whole again in the land of Egypt. Lines of worry onto the faces of Joseph's brothers. They knelt before the powerful Egyptian governor, their bodies bowed low, completely unaware that they were pleading with the very brother they had sold into slavery decades ago. Their aged and weary forms were a stark contrast to the opulence of the court. With a hardened gaze, Joseph put their hearts to the test. He accused them of being spies, his voice cold and commanding. To prove their honesty, he demanded they return with their youngest brother, Benjamin, the one they had left behind. But when they returned, and Judah offered his own life in exchange for Benjamin's freedom, Joseph's composure shattered. Seeing their genuine remorse, he could no longer maintain his disguise. He cleared the room, he cried out, his voice thick with unshed tears. The brothers froze, staring in stunned silence, as a whirlwind of shock, fear, and disbelief washed over their faces. The powerful ruler was the boy they had wronged, but hatred had given way to grace. Joseph embraced his trembling brothers, offering not revenge, but forgiveness and a new home. The family was reunited, prosperous, and whole again in the land of Egypt. This moment, a breathtaking reunion, is a testament to a divine plan, weaving threads of suffering and betrayal into a beautiful tapestry of forgiveness. It shows that even the deepest wounds can be healed, and that God's promises are fulfilled not through vengeance, but through the profound power of unconditional love. What man intended for evil, God used for good, proving that even in our darkest moments, his love and his promises will always prevail. Joseph's journey reminds us that divine providence can turn adversity into a path for greatness.